So how are you doing today, sir?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm very, very good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, so I am speaking with Mr. Byron Canaday, and I want you to tell me about yourself and your role with Houston Splash is the name.
Right. Okay. So a little bit about myself. I'll give a little bit of my background. I have 20 plus years in the entertainment industry, particularly film and television, and my role with Houston Splash Pride is I was brought on board as a social media coordinator, and now I also direct and coordinate the Houston Splash Pride's first annual film festival.
Wow, a film festival, and this is the first annual one. And tell us a little bit more about that, and how did that come about to include a film festival along with the other festivities?
Well, it was actually a natural progression from what Splash had been doing for, I'd say, the past 3 to 4 years. Uh, the part of the events, along with, of course, the usual music and entertainment, they started featuring film screenings. And the one that people will most likely remember was the most recent one that they had with Patrick Ian Polk. They screened his last film, The Skinny, here in Houston during Splash Pride.
Mm-hmm. And what was that like, and what sort of feedback did you get from some of the attendees there?
A lot of positive feedback, People actually wanted more. So, in order to give them more, we've ramped it up a bit. The feedback was, hey, why don't, along with all of the other events with Splash, why don't we do more movie stuff? Because that was a lot of fun. So we've taken it from one single day and turned it into a 3-day mini film festival.
Wow, that is great. And I guess, we do need to take a step back and just talk about what is Houston Splash, when did it start, just real briefly for those who don't know, and then just talk about what's going to happen this year. It's going to be different from the previous years.
All right. Okay. So in the beginning, 20 years ago, the founders, Sean and Derek, created this singular event in order to find a way to celebrate along with some of their other friends that they knew their LGBT pride, because annually they always have pride events going on throughout the U.S. So with Derek and Sean, they decided, well, hey, we're gonna create our own thing that celebrates Black Pride here in Houston, and we're gonna do something else different. We're also going to celebrate on the beach. So that's become the central event of Houston Splash Pride, which makes it so unique. And throughout those 20 years, they've also added different events, along with the parties and all of the social mixers and all those things. They've also added workshops. They've also added guest lectures. And so it's now, again, more of an evolution with Houston Splash Pride, not just a party, and it's a way of celebrating ourselves and featuring things that will help us in our various communities once we leave.
Okay, and for those who don't know, Houston Splash does take place this year, May 7th through 11th. And it's usually like the first or second weekend of the month of May. In the past, it used to be that Houston Splash was the first Black Pride event of the summer, but then later some other cities added just before Houston. But so again, for those who don't know, Houston Splash will take place this year, May 7th through 11th, and that's in Houston, Texas. And so what are some of the things that will take place this year that are going to be different than in the past? You know, I think you did touch on it a little bit when we talked about the film festival, of course. Yeah. I need to jump out of my ADD for a minute and pay attention. You said obviously the film festival, and it's going to be not a one-day event, but more of a 3-day event. So, exactly. Yes, you did answer that question. And for the sake of time, I'm going to move a little bit forward and just talk about, have you tell me, Byron, tell me, why do you believe it was just so important to include this type of event along with the other type of events? Why was it so important to have a film festival?
Okay, well, honestly, Philip, with our communities, because one thing that everyone, I'm sure, can agree on, we're not just a homogenous group of individuals, and we all don't simply like the same thing. We like we like to be informed and entertained in various ways. And as I said, with the previous Splash event, people, they say, well, I want more of this, or I can do without so much of this. And so with the film festival, this is important because we seek to entertain through film, because there's hardly any time that you get to see images of yourself on screen, other than television, just recently, of course, like with Empire, you get to see yourself on the big screen, and that, to me, is really, really important.
Why do you say that?
I think it's really important because a lot of there are a lot of issues that we have in the LGBT community that in general may not be specific to our issues, such as youth homelessness and transphobia and issues pertaining to race and racism. These things that are more specific to our communities, there are various filmmakers out throughout the U.S. and abroad that have created documentaries and short films and feature-length dramas and even musicals that speak to those issues.
And so then, what comes to mind is, tell us some of the processes you've used to determine what films will be screened and how many films will be screened.
Okay.
So I guess I need to go back and say how many films will be screened, and then what processes did you use to determine which films would be screened?
All right, that's a really good question. Okay, so this year we have a total of 7 films for 3 days. Now that's for Thursday and Friday we will screen 3 films per day, and on Saturday we have our single feature Houston exclusive premiere feature film. And the process for selecting these films was, as I said earlier, is a matter of education through entertainment. So the films that were chosen dealt with issues within our communities, so like I said, youth homelessness, HIV and AIDS, transphobia, and things of that nature. So those films that had those subjects were the ones that were the most important to us.
Okay. And so then, will the festival include feature length, or will these be short films or web series or all of the above?
We didn't have an opportunity to select any web series, but we do have short films and feature-length films. And those are I think with 7 films in 3 days, that's a pretty big schedule.
Okay. And have you determined which films, and if so, what can you tell us? What films are going to be screened, or is that to be announced?
Yes, I can. I'll run down the list very quickly. It's like I said, it's just 7 films, and they're all great and very entertaining and created by some amazing filmmakers. The first one that we have is a short film called Vow of Silence, and second film that we have is Burning Cigarettes. These are short films and feature films as well. We also have a short film called You're Cute for a Black Guy. This one is really interesting because it's only 8 minutes long, but in that 8 minutes, incredibly entertaining. We also have a musical called Leave It on the Floor. That was, again, these are award-winning films, and they are really amazing. Our last film that we are screening on Saturday, as I said, is an exclusive Houston premiere. It's premiering nationwide on April 24th, called BlackBird by Patrick Ian Polk. It's a film that stars Monique.
Okay, now, familiar with all of those films and the filmmakers, as a matter of fact. And for Burning Cigarettes, Tona Brown, I believe, is she's an amazing filmmaker. Yeah. And Blackbird, the gentleman, his name is on the tip of my tongue. It just left my Patrick Ian Polk. Oh, he would kill me. You just said his name. Are either one of those filmmakers going to be in the house? Forgive me, Patrick, but yeah, I forgot your name in that 10 seconds.
Yes, for the Houston premiere, we are lucky to have Patrick Ian Polk in attendance, as well as Executive Brown, and Tori Walker, who is one of the actors in the film as well, and we have special guests that will also be in attendance as well.
Any hints on, can I try to scoop it out of you who that special guest might be, and how much is this going to cost, or is this going to be a VIP event, or is this just going to be people at your apartment and nobody else is going to be able to come to see?
No. It will be a ticketed event. It will be a full ticketed Houston premiere event in a real theater, not my living room. But we will be dropping several hints as to who else will be in attendance. So just be on the lookout for that, is all I can say.
Okay, so that since you and I are talking, you can text me who that person is going to be. And I'll know, but, nobody else will know.
Right.
Don't get mad at me if I kind of like let it slip. He said it. Never mind. Hey, it might help with ticket sales, so whatever works.
You are absolutely right. So that's why I don't mind texting you.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Right.
So now, some people might argue that, folks come to Splash or to any Pride event for that matter to party. They're there to look at boys, to look at girls and boys. And, they say it's really not even necessary to try to have a film festival. What do you say to people who make statements like that or what do you have to say about that statement?
No, honestly, I would not argue against that statement, because if that's what a person has come to do, then by all means, we have those things available for you. As I
All
said,
right.
Houston Splash has evolved and grown into something for everyone, and that's what I'm so excited about, because it's not just about, the clubs and parties, even though I will definitely be right in the middle of all of that. It is so much more. We have things, informational workshops for individuals, for your whole being, your whole body, to entertain you and to inform you. And that's what we aim to do. Year by year, we aim to entertain and inform.
Mm-hmm. Lately I've seen flyers here and there for the Splash events, and now I see events that were for the ladies only. And here and there, I know the big boys are now getting in every other city with their Big Boy Pride events, and
Yeah.
and then there are the guys who are 5'4" who have green hair and Vogue only on Tuesday afternoons for a full ball, not a mini ball. They have their events too. And, it's kind of hard if, I can say from being on the inside here, working with the Chicago Pride Committee and at one point, and listening to some of the things that they had to, or being privy to some of the things that they go through when groups say that, there's nothing there for us. And then you'll invite them to the table and they're not there.
Right.
Or what they really wanted you to do was party, and there's plenty of parties already. So, my hat's off to you guys for this endeavor, for putting together a film festival. And I wish you luck there with that. So, you know what? If I were a filmmaker, you've already mentioned that you had 7 films over 3 days. But you know what? I just put the finishing touches on my film. And I just hope and pray that I can send it to you or to somebody and possibly have it screened at Splash. What should I do if I were a filmmaker and I was trying to sort of do something like that? Or is it just too late now for you to even consider adding one more film?
No, absolutely not. It's never too late. I'm so glad that you asked that question, because even after Splash, even if your film doesn't make it onto the Splash Film Festival schedule, we still have a monthly, and this will be the first beginning in June. We have a film screening event, a monthly film screening event. So there is always opportunity for filmmakers out there to get an audience viewing. And like I said, in my background, it's like the one thing that you want people to do is to see your work and for someone to love it, and for somebody to get that message. Whatever you're trying to put out, there's one person out there that's going to say, "Ooh, I like that."
Right.
So the only thing that we would ask them to do is, they can either contact us through the website, www.houstonsplash.com, or they can contact us through you.
Okay. And you hit on something that is always very important when it comes to whether you are a writer, a filmmaker, or an artist in general. It's that one thing and that one message and that one person you're trying to reach. And with that in mind, what is the one thing that you want people to take away from this festival this year?
For this year, our theme is live, love, and celebrate out loud. And with those four words, live, love, celebrate out loud, we want people, all of our people, with whatever your decision is with regard to how you live, love, and celebrate out loud, do it knowing full well who you are and love yourself for that fact.
All right. That's that's a wonderful message that could apply to any piece or any part of someone's life. So that is a very inspirational and positive message for people to take away.
Right.
Now, you know what? I know that we scheduled a good 20 to 30 minutes to talk, and I want to make sure that I gave you every opportunity to tell me anything and everything about this festival.
Right.
And if you know, if I need to have a phone number to call, or you know, if you could tell me your other name on Facebook or Twitter or whatever site and stuff like that, you know, what is it? What is that? What else would you like to share?
We are, of course, like I said, we're all over social media. So just look us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under Houston Splash Pride. And like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on Instagram. We're doing a lot on Instagram, and we love sharing everything about ourselves with everything about everyone throughout the U.S. and worldwide.
All right. That is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I do want to thank you for your time this evening, Byron, and for making yourself available, which was partly in the short notice, just to tell me about the film festival.
That's okay. Hey, any opportunity we get to talk about the festival and to get the word out there, we deeply appreciate it.
And I appreciate having a conversation with you this evening. And again, just in case somebody heard, but you know, we're trying to listen and write at the same time, where should they go to find out more information?
For more information, all they have to do is go to our website, or if they want to go to the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, it's Houston Splash Pride, or you can go on our website, www.houstonsplash.com.
And what dates, once again, will Splash take place?
The event is from May 7th through the 11th, and the film festival is from May 7th through May 9th.
All right. So everybody out there, get out there and go to houstonsplash.com. Send Byron an email, send Derek Miles emails, and Sean Dawson emails, text messages, phone calls, smoke signals to find out
really
more.
Appreciate the love,
All right. And on that note, I want to thank you again for your time this evening, and have a great rest of your Sunday evening.
All right, Philip. I appreciate that. Oh, and I'll be texting you that information shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, man. Good night.